The Business Hub.
Brought to you by lovecornwall.com, supporting Cornish businesses.
Right, so we welcome to the Business Hub Lydia and Clare from Kelsall Steele, chartered accountants based in Truro. Good evening to you, ladies.
Hello there.
Thank you very much for coming in, making the trip up to have a chat, making the trip down, actually, to have a chat with us. Yeah. First of all, Lydia, tell us a little bit about Kelsall Steele and what you guys are all about.
Okay, so Kelsall Steele, we're a firm of chartered accountants, business advisors there in Truro Business Park. We act for a whole range of clients, pretty much all Cornish, limited companies, partnerships, sole traders, the whole range. We do audits, charities, corporation tax, personal tax, VAT. Pretty much if anyone wants advice with cash flows, budgets, we'll be there to help them.
And how long has the business been around? Are you guys well established in the area? Or
Yeah, so we've been going for, over 60 years now?
70 next year.
70 next year,
Wow.
Yes. Quite a while. Obviously not us personally. We haven't quite made that far, but yeah, it's been going a while.
That's quite impressive, actually. I must admit, since being in Cornwall, I've come across a lot more of these sort of heritage-style businesses. And 70 years there aren't many.
No.
Really, at that level, are there?
Started in Camborne, wasn't it? The first
started
one.
in Camborne.
And then Truro as well. And now, obviously, our only office is now in Truro.
And how long have you guys been with the business?
We've both been in the business about the same sort of time, 10 years.
Wow.
And what we're finding is that, obviously, with the clients, we're on sometimes a third generation. Within a business, we've had the family businesses since we started.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, it makes it a really nice experience for us.
I'm glad you've got that level of experience, because actually I wanted to ask you about the evolution of business that you've seen over those 10 years, because that spans really a good chunk of internet time. Internet coming in, businesses having to adapt and evolve and everything. Right. I bet you've seen huge amounts of that having to happen, haven't you?
Yeah, I think as a business ourselves, we're quite forward thinking in that we've had the computers from the start, really, and now we've got dual screens and a paperless office. But we've also found with our clients that obviously they've moved forward. So the majority of my clients in the corporate sector probably have their own internal bookkeeper or accountant and are computerised themselves. So whereas we used to get a bag of records, a paper bag, a carrier bag, we now get a full computerised trial balance, and we prepare the accounts from that. So they've moved forward in that they can see figures on a very regular basis themselves, and then we come along and give advice based on those figures. So yeah, they've moved on a lot, the clients, I think, in the last 10 years.
And interesting that you've gone paperless as well. How painful was that?
Yes, at first, and it still is, because it's still a really tricky thing to decide what you think you should keep and what you can shred once it's scanned.
Yeah, because you have a compliance issue with a lot of stuff as well, I guess, don't you?
We do. We've now got a system that's also called EchoSign, where people electronically sign, which makes us a bit more comfortable because that's accepted legally. Right. So that can be signed and then filed paperless. Right. So hopefully we're getting round it. I'm quite a good shredder. I don't know if that's a good thing.
That's great. Everybody should be a good shredder, I think. Awesome. Lydia, in terms of the way you think the economy is and businesses in general in Cornwall at the moment, I love the word buoyant. I'm trying to get everybody I can to say the word buoyant, but where do you feel we're at the moment?
Yes, I mean, there's still a mixture, I think. The team that I work with is smaller than perhaps Clare's clients. So I do the smaller sole traders, partnerships, small limited companies. So I still do get clients who don't have a software. They'll still bring bag of records, and we'll deal with that as it comes. That's absolutely fine as well. And quite a few agricultural clients as well. And I think diversity is a key word for them over the last 10 years. They've really had to branch out, find new ways, new streams of income, and been really creative and imaginative. So it's really good to have seen them and try and support them alongside it. So it's nice that we can go in with businesses and try and be an extension of their business, if you like, to help them out with all their new ideas. So I think generally looking back, it's just good to see the creativity of clients, that they have made those steps forward to make sure that they're still going to survive into this sort of new business era.
Yeah, no, it's great.
That's encouraging.
Because I think we're on sort of the second, third generation of some of the businesses, there's such a desire to keep it going. So the support from them as the owners and the directors of the businesses, they really, really never want to see that business fail. So what they'll put in time-wise, money-wise, effort-wise is really admirable from our perspective.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, people having a good year this year so far. Do you think it picked up on that? I feel like there's confidence.
I think particularly in the leisure industry, the tourism, I do quite a lot of pubs and hotels and things. I think they had such a good summer, purely based on the fact it was a good summer. So I think there is that optimism that people would then rebook, and they've got advanced bookings for this year with the hope that we will see some sunshine. Yeah. So yeah, I think that is true. Last year was particularly good, and it has followed through into this year.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it, what drives certain economies, and it does feel like there's a separate climate down here.
Yeah. And I read an article recently in one of the magazines that Cornwall had the best places to eat. It was a really big article about the 10 best places to eat in Cornwall, and it has become such a different place that people perceive it as this sort of almost top place to go to. And that's been a huge change. I grew up in Cornwall, I've been here since the 70s.
Yeah.
And that's been a massive change, just to see its development.
I'm not saying I'm motivated by food, but that might have been one of the reasons.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
It's really important. Yeah.
Great. We wanted to talk to you guys because people can come along and meet you at the Business Fair on the 13th May up at Eden. Looking forward to that. We'll be there as well. It's all about the freebies on the stand, by the way.
That's right. That's what we're going for.
Yeah. Okay. Great. What have you got?
Oh, we're really excited about our stand, actually. We've got a nice little game that people can come along and take part in. Hook a duck.
Yep.
Hook a duck in all
Hook a duck?
Yeah,
Hook a duck in aid of Macmillan Cove appeal.
Yeah.
And there'll be a prize for the highest score. The ducks have got numbers on the bottom.
Yeah, very scientific.
We've got little piggy banks for people to take away for themselves or their kids with our logo on. We've obviously got plenty of sweets.
We've got a nice little voting system as well, like the supermarket style tokens. You've got to put in the right box for the answers to questions and things.
Yep, that would be why people pick an accountant.
Yes,
you guys are you're up in the bar.
We're quite pleased. We're quite excited by it. Yeah.
The days of put your card in, business card in here have gone.
No.
Hook a duck, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're trying to get people in.
This is brilliant.
You can tell we're not just dry accountants.
That's fantastic. That's great. And just sorry, I just missed it in there a little bit, but the Macmillan Cove appeal, you're raising money for this?
Yeah, that's right. They asked businesses in Cornwall to see if they could raise £1,000 each. They're trying to raise in total £1 million in order to build this new building for Macmillan, and we pledged to raise £1,000 this year.
Fantastic.
So far we've raised 375, and on the day we're going to ask people to contribute in order to play Hook a
Brilliant.
Duck. So yes, hopefully we'll by the end of the year easily have come to the £1,000 target.
Genius.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have a go.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, great.
Brilliant.
Oh,
But I want to win.
Yeah.
That's not a bribe.
Great. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you both. Thank you ever so much for coming down and having a chat with us. It'd be good to keep in touch actually and get you back on the show at some point as well, especially when's the 70th?
That'll be middle of next year, May or June.
Middle of next year.
Yeah.
So we must, catch up on that because that is one heck of a milestone, isn't it?
That's
really?
fantastic,
And congratulations on the 69 years so far as well. That's pretty impressive stuff. So thanks very much for coming in and look forward to catching up soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Business Hub. Brought to you by lovecornwall.com. Supporting Cornish business.